think this could go either way, by the way. I'm going to reintroduce myself, I think, because my name is Kyans, and as Richard said, I'm one of his oldest friends. I think it probably shows I've never done this before, I'm a little bit nervous. But to be fair, Richard helped me the other night when he said to me that best man speeches are never funny, and I think that might be the truth. I'd also like to apologise to anybody in the room who's not Cornish, because you probably can't understand a word I'm saying. And if anybody's wondering who the Cornish people are, they're the ones at the bar moaning about the prices. But I would like to say, on a serious note, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be asked to be Richard's best man. Anybody knows me, I won't do it again, and I don't think I'll be asked again, to be fair. But I'd like to say as well, thank you very much everyone for coming. I'd like to say how beautiful Vanessa looks today, and the vicar's already nicked my punchline of how Richard's got us all right as well. But, I'd also like to thank all the lovely bridesmaids, James and Aaron, the Page boys, and I'd also like to thank the ushers who both very tall and thin. I think you might just make it a little bit short and fat, just a trick of the light or something, I think. So I've never done this before. I'm going to tackle those here. So I also looked online for a bit of inspiration, and the first thing it said was make sure the groom is on time, smart and sober, and I think I got one of three. They were on time, weren't they? So, the second thing it said was make some jokes about the stag do. I would like to thank Dan as well, who for some reason Richard asked to organise it rather than me. I can't imagine why, but he did a fantastic job with a little fated trip, unfortunately. I think as Rob said, some people do anything to get out of their being chained to a lamppost naked. But I say I didn't organise the trip, but I did lay on a bit of surprise entertainment which I had to cancel at the last minute. The Thai entertainers were not very happy, they'd already bought the ping pong balls. But Royal Parish was fine about it. Double booked. Another two tip on Google was make some jokes about the groom's previous girlfriends. I think we're all happy when Richard met Vanessa. All those rumours were proved wrong, and I think you know who you are in the room who was spreading them. Right, that's that then. So I give up on Google after that, and so I mentioned I was struggling for some funny stuff to say, really, and someone was actually kind enough to hand me a couple of jokes quite last minute, really. Sorry, I'm going in. I haven't read them yet, so you have to bear with me. I think that's appropriate. That probably make Roy Chubby round blush. So, there's a fourth accounts, and you have got lovely handwriting on it. So, well, I think the diagrams are a bit over. I think the diagrams are a bit over the top, to be honest. Where was it? Right, that's that bit. Let's go on. Lodging we go either way. I'd like to say that I have known Richard for a long time. We've been friends since primary school. We are, most people won't know, we are very close friends. You know, we speak regularly. I'll text him all the time about football, and every couple of years I get a reply. This one could go either way, because I did this in last night. This is a chess anecdote. We used to spend a lot of time kind of kicking a flat football up against the wall, as Dick and Dave will know over there. We did used to play a lot of chess, because that was the kind of guys we were. But I mean, Richard's a lot cleverer than me, but there was one thing he couldn't pick me out was chess, apart from 2 occasions. One was when my hamster died in suspicious circumstances mid-game. But, to be fair, embarrassingly, I did name my hamster after Whitney Houston. So, you know, when we look at it now, it could have been anything really. And the other time he beat me, he didn't actually know about this till last night. He thought he beat me fair and square, but his lovely sister Kelly was doing the hoovering right behind him, and I got distracted. So sorry, Kelly. Oh God, I shouldn't have written this at 3 o'clock in the morning. There was many times, you know, we go out and get drunk, and I remember one time we went to Exeter on a shopping trip when we were about 20, I think it was 1998, when the World Cup was on. We spent about an hour walking around the shops and bought nothing, and then we had 5 or 6 pints, and Richard decided he was going to ring Morrison's on his night shift and give us some graphic details about what was coming out of each end to in a public phone box to say he wouldn't be in that night. So we went and watched the England game, which we won for a change, and then many beers later we retired to our B&B, and then we spent we had to endure a horrendous 2-hour bus journey home in the morning with the worst hangovers ever. So that's karma for you, I think. And then we realised we hadn't bought anything the whole time we've been there. So I don't think he even remembers this one. So if he ever says he's going shopping with Vanessa, I wouldn't really trust him, to be honest. But throughout all these times, I've always thought that Richard was my sidekick, really. He was the penfold to my Danger Mouse, or the Baldrick to my Blackadder, or maybe these days the Comedy Day to my Chris Miles. I think actually the way he looks these days is I'm probably the Nick Frost to his Simon Pegg. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to end up living in his shed. So I've got it myself now. Right, on to the. Well, I know it's traditional to try and embarrass the groom with some stories of his past, but so Richard's one of my best friends, really, and I wouldn't do that to him. So I'm certainly not going to mention his lovely light blue shell suit he had in his early teens, and I'm not going to tell you about the grunge mullet he had in his angry later teens. And I've been told definitely not to tell you about the time he fell asleep dressed as Elvis on the toilet when he was drunk on New Year's Eve. I'm not telling you now. Hang on a minute. Oh yeah, this is a good one. I think you've only ever told me this, so obviously it was in confidence. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you about the time he was at Morrison's filling the jam donuts in the bakery section, and after about an hour's work he found out he'd cut his finger halfway through. But as it was near the end of his shift, he just put it on the shelf anyway. So I've never eaten a jam donut again. So anybody will. I'm sure worse things have happened in Morrison since. I don't think he took his Morrison's career that seriously. You know, and I was talking to Dave and Dick, and we used to stay around the house a lot down the bottom of Stratton, and they said I definitely couldn't mention the time that he had too many cheap whiskies, and he thought he was sexy assaulted by a ghost. I think I've still got that ghost costume somewhere. Thanks, Ryan. I did say I'd pay you for that. Yeah. Cheers. But personally, I think Richard's personality is reflected in his footballing abilities, mostly untalented, but very determined, reliable, honest, and very strong in the tackle department. Yeah, well, someone's making his own jokes up over there now. What I'm trying to say is, you know, sometimes you think a striker got past Richard when he's in defence, and he'd always get a foot in from somewhere, and then maybe in the changing room afterwards, a put off there said it's like Richard's got an extra leg. And you make it nice laugh, I don't know he's laughing. To be fair, I don't think Richard played that many games for Stratton really, but he definitely made an impression. His dad was a legend before him, for probably different reasons, because he was quite good. but very good, sorry Roy. But I don't think Roy Furse has got a chant about him, which Richard has got two. And I think after a few beers you might hear a few of them later. So, and also, he has inherited a saying, I think, probably of Roy Furse, and it's now kind of been inherited by Ricky. If you ever hear anybody in a pub in Stratton saying someone's just done a Ricky Furse, it means they've left without saying goodbye suddenly. I wouldn't expect any emotional goodbyes tonight at all. Right. But serious bit now, says it. I am very proud of Richard and very pleased for him for what he's achieved. He's worked very hard for where he's got today. He has, can't read my writing, hang on. He has a great job, a beautiful wife and family, and he's gone from living on Hillhead Council Estate to being neighbours with the Queen. And some of you might know that Richard's got a bit of a story of triumph over adversity. I don't think some of you are aware really that he's been, for the last 25 years, been suffering with terrible affliction. It's one of the few of us have in this room, and we've all had to deal with it. But it drives you to the depths of despair, really, severe depression. We've all suffered public ridicule, and it leaves you contemplating, is it all worth it? But hopefully I'm going to have a better season this year than two others. So I can read my own writing a lot better. Couple more things I will say, and then I'll wrap this up and we can all get drunk. Apart from Nicola, wherever she is. There's a couple of messages actually I've got to read out. The first one's from Mr. Roy Furse. It says, it's from Mr. Richard Greenaway actually. He said, can you behave yourself and only eat your own bloody starter this time? Anybody, that's a joke for the King's Arms in Stratton, really. Actually, there's a second message actually for you, Roy. It says, if you fall asleep and head drunk tonight, you won't be getting a lift home. And that's from your friends at the Devon and Cornwall Police. Actually, this message coming in here from Martin Furse. I'm not sure where he is because the light bouncing off Dean's head, I can't really see it. It's a message from a tasty pasty in Mute. I don't know if you're familiar with this. It says, you give him a ring because you haven't been in today and they're a bit worried about you. I had to get a pasty joke in there somewhere. It's funny because it's true. And then also, this is a big one actually, I'd also like to thank Richard for helping me achieve a lifetime ambition today, or getting to dress like Lawrence Llewellyn and Bowen. I'm just glad there's no top hats, because else I'll be more fat controller of Thomas the Tank Engine. Right, I'm going to wrap this up now, and then get drunk. So I will wrap up saying, sincerely and honestly, I'm very proud of Richard. I'm very, very happy for him that he's married to such a lovely girl as Vanessa, and I'm sure they'll have many, many happy years together. So if you'd all join me, ladies and gentlemen, please, I propose a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Furse. Thank you.
Well done.
Chris!
You worked hard on that one.
Well played, Chris. Well played.
Well played.
Right at the death, I like that.
I owe half of that now.
That looked like